All right, guys. Hey, here's the deal. Flight got canceled. Total change of plans. If you have been following along on the Instagram, hang on, sorry, I'm trying to fix this. If you've been following on Instagram, it's been kind of a crazy day. I thought the flight would be fine. It canceled like last minute here. I could have bought a ticket on another flight that would have left today, but they screwed me. Well, I screwed myself out of that one by not buying it. The second I saw that there was a seat open, I wanted to call my boss and go, hey, what do you think about this? Talk to the wife. Obviously, hey, I'm fixing to leave today instead of tomorrow. You won't see me at all. And so in the meantime of making those calls, the plane filled up and everybody got out of town. Sadly, our plane was, whoa, what the hell? It says it lost signal to me. All right, hang tight with me. Trying to get the regular camera back on. Don't know what happened there. That's no bueno. This one here's no good. See if that works. Okay. I don't know what the hell. Listen, I don't need this shit today. Okay. Dang it. Yeah. Technical difficulties. Nico, I'm trying, bud. Listen, I'm past stressed out on this. So I had intended to travel in the morning, meeting with Tyler Basham and Aaron Sladen with Taco Time Fairmont, meeting them in Siloam Springs in the morning. I was like, well, I'll just run over in the morning, meaning I could pack tonight. Now there's 6 inches of snow planned for the overnight instead of like 3 or 4. And I just ran to Walmart to pick up some medication, and the roads are crap. So I'm going to try and sneak out tonight and get down to Steven's house in Decatur, which is about halfway between here and Siloam, where I'm meeting those guys. All right. This is going to be a quick one. We are literally right at an hour. I would love to see my family before I get out of town and eat some dinner with them. Podcast room people, thank you, Dino Cardella, Donovan Green, Tyler Petrum, Tom Stark, Matt Monroe, Ryan Wing, Big Bad Daddy, the Cowboy Yankee, John Marat. Appreciate you guys. I'm loving having this. I ordered the panels for the walls yesterday, so hopefully that will help. We'll now have like 48 square feet of sound deadening material. So I don't know. We've got Steve McDermott Jr. in tonight. We've got Rob Lapenske. They are on the road headed to Sick Week. And then we have Zach Blum, who is our newbie of the night. So he says he's going to be a few minutes late. Again, we are capping this at an hour. So I'm bringing Steve in, and that's why I jumped in a few minutes early, hoping we can get some folks. So, hey, dude, what's up, man?
Hey, just having fun in this nice cold weather.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it says 15 and snowing here on my screen. It's not snowing in here. It's 59 in the podcast room, which is a huge plus. So we've still got a wall and a half to do with some insulation, and then the front wall with insulation. And dude, this thing will be good to go. I can still hear stuff outside when the neighbor dog barks. I can still hear it. So we want to eliminate that. So, well, dude, let's get to it. You're unfortunately not doing Sick Week, but you did Race Week. You did 2.0 with us. So, typically introduce yourself, kind of tell everybody where they can follow you on social media stuff, and then let's just get right into what you brought on Race Week.
So, name Steve, obviously. All I've got is Facebook. You can find me by my name. I don't do Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. Entirely too busy to do so. I'm down here in southwest side of Fort Worth. So 2.0 is kind of hometown, and so we'll be again next year too.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Turlo. I appreciate it, bud.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really have any social media. So.
Well, right, and then that's fine. Not everybody needs social. What did you take on Race Week?
Well, for those that don't know, it resembles a Dodge Dakota. Resembling spelled where it stops.
Nice.
Full factory interior, factory PCM. It's a 360 block, board and stroked. It's a 408. Got a F1A Pro Charger on it. a Power Glide behind it, of all things.
Nice.
Stock 8 1/4 Chrysler rear end. And on Sick Week, I did the thing you should never do, and was holding a full second most of the week.
Nice. Nice. It looks like Lapenskes are popping in the back here. I do want to say real quick, I forgot a while ago when I was doing my intro stuff. Thank you to Destroyer1320.com for sponsoring all of our live streams for all of Sick Week. As I said last night with Adam and Chad, we'll probably be going live a lot from outside the tracks just because there's so much activity at the track. I will do as often as I can at the track, but it's not going to be as much. I will be dropping shorts on YouTube and Instagram Reels and Facebook and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, all right, resemblance of a Dodge Dakota. We're going to bring them in here. What's up, guys?
What's happening?
How are the roads?
So far, so good. Maybe a little icy.
It looks like it. There's some shake in the camera.
Yeah, nice and smooth, bumpy off-road I-70 for you.
There you go. Yeah, we're going to see some of that tomorrow. Steve was telling us about his Dakota and power plant and things like that, and then kind of times you ran all week, Steve.
So I was running the 13.0 index, and I was hitting the rev limiter around 1,000 feet and lifting.
Oh, you got too much gear in that thing, huh?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I would say so. Lapenskes, you guys want to introduce yourselves and tell everybody where they can... Sorry, I'm going to mute you guys so it doesn't feed back in, and then I will let you talk. I'll unmute and I'll let you talk, okay? Tell everybody where they can find you guys on social, and then what you drive and the power plant in that thing.
I'm Rob Lapenske, Christy, got all the kiddos in the back here.
McKenna, Gracie, Skyla.
And then we got Twisted Iron LLC is our YouTube channel. And Cars Ole Yeller, little twin turbo, slow 54 Chevy.
Yeah. Did you say slow 54 Chevy?
Yep.
No, that car's not slow, just so everybody understands. What you've won the gasser class a couple times now.
Yeah, what do we got? 4 in a row now? Between Rocky Mountain Race Week and Race Week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, our first year of it didn't work out so well, but we made it through, so.
You survived is what you're saying, huh?
Yeah, we kind of survived on 6 cylinders all said and done. But after that point, though, everybody was hooked, and make it better every year is the plan.
Yeah. And then what trans is in that car?
Turbo 400.
Nice. That's why it does such big wheelies.
Yeah, the wheelies, and yeah, we got rid of the 373s out of it, put the 331s in it, so hopefully it'll be a little bit tamer leaving.
Yeah.
That's the plan anyway.
Right. So that kind of runs us through that. Hang on just a second. All right. So, Steve, you've got kind of a crazy story that leads us into you coming on Race Week. But I wanted to ask the Lapenskes, like, is there any work left to do on the car once you get to Florida?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We still got stuff to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that you loaded it up and rolling anyways.
Yeah, we're loaded up, rolling. It's like, technically, I mean, the way the car sits right now, we could probably make a pass, but there's a lot of stuff. I need to get some sensors wired in, stuff programmed in, and just go over the car again.
Ran out of time.
It's been a mad dash, and
Uh-oh.
the best.
Yeah, it's going to be rough with you guys. I think you're going to be in and out of some service. Okay, let's let Steve tell his story. I'm going to keep you guys muted. If you have something you want to say, just wave at me because the feedback is pretty bad on our end. Have at it, Steve.
So where are we at now? I think somebody said 36 hours out.
Yeah.
I hadn't even driven my truck more than about 20 miles at this point.
There's a lot of that's happening right now.
So Rocky Mountain, it started on Sunday. That Saturday, I took it for about a 25-mile drive. Said, well, it's not overheating. On the trailer it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the key thing, and we'll ask the Lapenskes here too. If it doesn't overheat when you drive it the first time, it's good to go, right? Is that how that works? Uh-oh.
I'm having audio issues. My playing a couple speakers messed up in the truck, and I can't hear anything. Trying to get where I can hear you guys a little better.
I got you. We were asking if the car drives 20 miles before it goes on the trailer and it doesn't overheat, that means it's good, right?
Oh, you're golden. Man, that's all kinds of test driving before you go.
That's awesome.
If you get there, you're not in the staging lane, still bolting the car together, hoping you'll get through tech, that you have enough stuff together, you're way over prepared.
Yeah, I didn't have a horn working in tech.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
I didn't have a working horn, and I had the Sharpie on and off on the kill switch.
There you go. That's awesome. The Sharpie on and off. That's cool. Wait, which one was this? Hang on. Which way does it go? That's funny. It's like we got some folks popping in here saying, hey. All right. So you get there. Any issues day one for Steve?
No. Day one was not an issue. Other than I said, I hadn't made a pass in it at all. This was a fresh build for all intents and purposes. And right after 8th mile, it tagged. I had the high side real low, like 5,052 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it tagged it right at the 8th mile. And I lifted, and I'm like, well, it threw like a 13.10 or something on the board. I'm like, well, guess I'm in the 13.0 class.
Right.
That night, so I didn't book a hotel. We'll get this later, but I didn't have any hotels the whole week. I was winging it.
Nice.
So that night, I borrowed the floor of somebody's enclosed trailer back in the campground area.
Yep, that happens a ton. There's a lot of people that we've been talking to that don't book hotels because racing at night is so much different. You may end up wanting to just go drive.
Exactly, and that was my plan. Because the truck was real close to overheating. My plan was to drive at night.
Mm-hmm.
But so that Monday morning, we went to go leave Noble, and it picked up valve trying noise. It's still there. I haven't figured out what it was, but I will say that on a build like that, it is psychological warfare. The things you hear, even day one or day two.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Did you guys have it? Oh, they gone. All right, it's me and you, man. Sounds like that's going to be them. Sadly, in and out. I think most of the trip. If they jump back on, we would love it. All right, so day one you got valve train noise. Day two you got a little bit of valve train noise. Did you pop the valve covers? Did you look at any of that stuff?
No, I'm sitting here like, again, fresh build. It's got maybe 50 miles on it. I'm like, well, what do I have to lose? I at least got my tech card in. I'm like, well, do I back out? Do I go? And I was there with John and Krista Long and John Jr. We're running the white Chevette. We all bracket race on here in Dallas all together.
Yep.
And I'm like, hey, come listen to this. And it's like, no, send it.
Yeah.
So we're down the road, and I said, it is psychological warfare for those first couple of miles. Like, is it still there? Is it valve train? Is it lifters? Is it distributor bushing?
Is it just my ears hearing something that's not really
exactly.
there? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I said, it is psychological warfare for people that haven't done this before.
Yeah, it's brutal. Now, did you tow a trailer or did you yard sale it? Did you throw everything in the bed of the truck?
I did the yard sale thing.
Yep.
I got a truck with a 6-foot bed. Why wouldn't I?
Man, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, by about day 3, I was like, we're doing a trailer. And so we did a trailer for, dude, and I've said this on every one of them. It's like packing for vacation and then every day unpacking and repacking. Like it's horrible. So, and you're driving around with all that on the springs,
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is about somewhere mid-day 2. So the plan was to swap front and rear tires. Because I drove up there on a trailer with the full-size fronts, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I did. I can't remember. Anyway, I was going to go put the full-size fronts on to go drive. They won't fit.
No.
Okay, I know they fit on here once upon a time, but the springs I have collapsed so much they didn't fit anymore. I had
Nice.
it less than a half inch of travel from the metal bump stops, the factory
Yeah.
polyester whatever. They were gone. I was metal to metal bump stops in the front.
That's awesome.
So I left the race fronts on it the whole weekend. I mean, they're still street tires, but they're like 225/50s or something like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think here. Robin, are you yard selling, or you got a trailer you pull with you? You have a trailer? He's like, what?
You got them muted still?
Well, you're muted. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we got a trailer going. Yeah, I got terrible audio. I can barely hear you guys. I'm trying to adjust the speakers, but for whatever reason, it's only coming through the tweeters on the dash.
Oh man, that's horrible. That's crazy.
Got a race week trailer, pack everything up in there, and haul some fuel and all of our stuff. And works out pretty good.
Right now, do you book hotel? Hang on. Do you guys book hotels, or do you just wing it?
Yeah, most of the time we try to book hotels for the most part. Always have the kids and everything with us. Usually works out pretty good doing it that way. But we've done it the wing it the way, and it's actually ended up cheaper that way. But you just never know if you're going to get a room.
Yeah, or how far you're going to have to drive to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like 2.0 this year, going from Shreveport to Tulsa. So Mike, you and I think Rob was there too. Okay, Motorplex to Tulsa was bad enough. We're doing Shreveport to Tulsa. We're going through the backwoods of Arkansas. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be brutal. That trip from Shreveport to Tulsa is gonna be bad. 400 miles or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. I did 7.5 hours on Google the way I think they're gonna take us.
Man, that's wild. That is wild.
That's a rough ride right there.
Well, it's through the backwoods of Arkansas, and just for those that don't know, Louisiana roads are not very good. Arkansas are much better.
They're probably worse than the Oklahoma, like that Oklahoma to Kansas stuff we ran across. Mm-hmm. That was pretty brutal.
Is yours at least ride rough or ride smooth there, Rob?
I missed part of that, guys. I'm sorry.
He was asking if yours at least rides pretty smooth.
Roads are pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth so far. It's getting away from all that ice.
Where are you guys at?
Be great.
This is awesome.
You're somewhere in the United States.
Yeah, they're on 70 somewhere. That's awesome. I'm going to send them a message that we'll catch up to them whenever we get down there.
Yeah, because obviously they're having a rough time with it trying to get out in there too. I mean, I said anybody trying to get to Florida right now from anything outside of Georgia probably is having a rough time.
Yeah.
I mean, even Zach, that's supposed to be on the show, he posted in the group last week having transcooler fans issues, and I had to walk him through that. We didn't realize we were co-guests on here yet. We're working last night, messing back and forth, like, hey, what's going on here? Move this wire here, move that wire there. But that's just part of, one, I'm an electrical guy. I mean, you can't see half the stuff behind me, but trust me, there's stuff behind me here too. But I'm a computer guy. I can do wiring.
Right, and it's funny because there's a lot of people that are scared of wiring, but it's not that bad. It's a matter of, the hard part about wiring is a lot of times you're trying to make something that shouldn't be, like you're messing with a 65 car and you're trying to make the 65 car power some new engine, and that's just, a lot of times that wiring is 50 years old and it's not excited to do that anymore. See Jaws and Hot Rod Dave in here. I want to say hey to you guys and thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that for sure. Jaws says he loves wiring. You're crazy.
I'm one of those people. It's like I don't mind the wiring. The thing for me, it has to be organized. I'm trying to find a photo here real quick.
Yep.
So anybody that's dealt with like a painless wiring or a K&R wiring, it's all color coded.
Yeah.
If it's color coded, that is amazing. It makes your life so much easier.
Yeah. Nick Lusk says the worst part of wiring is getting it right and looking good. It's just tedious. That is the problem. And you can work all day on something and it just not even look right at the end of the day.
So I don't know if this is going to show up well on here.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is the wiring diagram for my truck. Color coded everything.
That's awesome. Hey, Stan, listen, bud, I'm sorry. I was trying. Like I was saying early on, we've got. I'm actually headed out tonight to meet the guys in the morning, so I don't have to drive as far if this 6 inches of snow comes in. So, yeah, it turned into, oh, hey, no problem. I'm going to fly tomorrow. I'll pack in the morning when my kids go to school and all that kind of stuff. To, oh crap, my flight is canceled. Oh crap, I'm going to spend 2.5 hours trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm so glad that Tyler and Aaron are nice enough to let me ride down with them. And then that meant I had not packed at all and was still working. So, work was a little crazy this afternoon. It was wild all day. So anyways, back to race week and stuff. Did you break any parts during the week or anything like that?
Didn't break anything, but I had a whole bunch of malfunctions.
Nice.
So, I'm trying to be different because why would I want to blend in? I have, and it's kind of like what Carl Bright has. I mean, it's called Carl Bright's build, electric shifters. We have them in all the modern cars now. It's like there's no cable between the shifter and the trans anymore. It's all electronic clutch packs. So on my Power Glide, I've got an electric motor made by Ultronics. Mm-hmm. And after day 3 or so, it was losing its feedback. It didn't know what gear it was in.
Oh, dang.
And there was a while I lost low gear. It's like I was high gear only.
That's good. So my neighbor worked on some paddle shifter stuff with a whatever you call that thing, electric slide. I think that's a dance. I don't know. Whatever you call it. And so he was doing it with that, and it took forever to get the points right. But once he did, it was good.
Exactly, and that's the problem. Ultronics is built very similar. So I called Fred, and he was super helpful on the phone to explain him everything. And I think it was Mid-America. I don't think I took it apart at that. I think it might have been Tulsa. Yeah, I think it was Mid-America. I took the whole thing apart. I had the whole thing scattered on the tailgate because I don't have a workbench. Work the tailgate's a workbench. I had the whole thing scattered out and talking to Fred on the phone saying, clean this, adjust this, move this.
Nice. And so with the Power Glide, that's good because you're, are you using it for, park reverse neutral drive 1 or 2-1?
So his, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just a product issue with his or just my trans specifically, I have no park. I've got reverse, neutral, high-low. And reverse, because he gives you a reverse light wire, it's a pro brake that activates when the reverse lights come on through the shifter.
Yeah.
This is important because one of the times I was trying to troubleshoot it on the road while driving, I power cycled the shifter. I have a little toggle switch for it. It comes back on, and it says, I don't know what gear I'm in. I'm going to go to park.
Oh, man.
I'm going 25, 30-ish or something like that. And I see park flash on the, first, luckily it bypassed reverse, so it did not hit the pro brake. That would have been a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have torn some stuff up for sure.
Luckily it jumped from neutral to park, and park doesn't really exist. It just kind of rattled the paw a little bit, and I'm like, oh, well. And this is in a church parking lot. It was right after the dirt road. Wherever the dirt road was on 2.0, it's like 5 miles after that. I'm in a church parking lot with the thing up on a jack, pulling the shifter off and trying to adjust it. And I figure out which one.
Well, I like that you had 20 miles on the whole setup, and you take off, and it's got this crazy electronic shifter that no one is going to have parts for at all anywhere. Like, you're not going to go into Walmart and pick up some kind of weird bushing out of the hardware area or something like that.
Lost my surface. Hang on. I might hear you.
There we go.
Surface. Okay, where are you?
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah,
I was reaching around for this.
Nice.
I am getting rid of that and somehow putting a bandit in there.
Yeah. I was going to say. So, the bandits I think are cable driven or.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that'll be a little easier.
Yeah. So the way my whole truck is built, transmission wise, It's everything we have in the dragster, except for it has a ringed input shaft. Same clutches,
Nice.
same drum. It'll have the same shifter now, same cable. All the parts, other than being a ringless input and a short tail versus long tail, everything's the same. Because we have,
That's cool. That'll be good
think
for
about
parts.
it's a 3,000 horsepower dragster. You want to know what our parts inventory is for transmission stuff?
Yeah, yeah. You'll have that kind of stuff in on hand, and that's probably one of the biggest benefits to building the same kind of stuff. Building a glide for that car and then building a glide for the truck. You get pretty good at building that stuff, and you can do it pretty well. Especially, and that's a big plus on the race week stuff. The cart is a Ford product. We don't know anything about Ford stuff. We've done a lot of LS stuff, never transmission work at all. And so as the cart started eating itself, the trans, we just kind of had to limp it along. I was like, I don't want to pull this thing apart here in the Easy Mart parking lot somewhere in Oklahoma, so we eased it on. And I just keep thinking to myself, if we had just broke down and pulled that thing apart at Mid-America, we'd have probably been all right. We'd have found some clutches or something like that. But instead, we just kept driving it, and it stayed in third fine. It was okay. And then we left Ponca City, and it said, nope, we're not doing this no more. So unless you were wide open throttle, and then it would pull through third and into fourth, and then you get about 85 or 90. The little trailer's back there kind of making some, shimmy, and you kind of roll out of it just a little bit, and it'd just go right to neutral. So for 40 miles, we drove, mat it in second, 22 miles an hour, and would just mat it 85, and I'd throw it into neutral, and we'd coast for as far as we could. So it was pretty fun. That probably helped eat the trans, I would imagine, even more.
I didn't quite have that level of problem. But yeah, the way I looked at it, because people ask me all the time, why did you not do it's a Mopar. Why it doesn't have a 727? Why didn't I keep the 46 RE that was in it? Why didn't I do a 400? Why a glide? Because I know how to, Dad knows how to build them. Dad does all the engine transmission work. I do all the labor, but he knows how to build them, do everything. Yeah. People know we build everything in-house in our shop. The only thing we don't do is rear gear. But everything else
cool.
Everything else is in-house here. Yeah. So I was like, we got tons of parts for a glide. We know how to build them. Even I've learned how to rebuild it. It ain't that hard. It's a clutch and a band. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, right.
They aren't that hard to do. But the thought was, my truck weighs 4,400 pounds with me in it. Probably 46 with all the crap in the bed. So it's not
That's street car kind of weight right there.
Full interior, full everything.
Yeah.
So the way I looked at it, if we can build one to handle 3,000 horsepower, I can build one to handle 700 horsepower and a whole lot of weight.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the weight is probably what hurts them more than anything. We were driving at night a lot and things like that. Any road hazards? Any deer? Any raccoons or anything like that in the road?
I think the universal, especially down here, hopefully Florida won't have this problem, is Rain-X and having windshield wipers.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. We beat the rain coming out of Dallas. We left super early and luckily beat it. Being in two carts with open turbos, it would have not been any fun.
I did the same thing. I in Dallas, because I live in Fort Worth, I was like, I can drive the hour home. I need to get back on the route and everything else.
Yeah.
So I crashed on a friend's couch in Waxahachie. I got to his house at 2 in the morning and left at 4 in the morning. Or 5 or some ungodly early hour.
That's crazy. Yep. That's the other thing that we try and prep people for is the lack of sleep. I hope everybody's been getting their nightly rests as we've been leading up to this. I know that I haven't. I'm so excited. I've been editing all kinds of videos. I took a lot of the stuff that we did last night with Adam and Chad and chopped it up today, and so those videos will begin to. Well, last night my day has ran together, and so those will drop starting tomorrow. If I can get to some Wi-Fi tonight and get it all scheduled and everything like that. Lack of sleep was pretty crazy. By Thursday, we had 18 hours of sleep for the whole week. So it's pretty
more than
brutal.
I had, I think. I think I got maybe 5-ish. So, the other thing I had happen at Noble, day one, is my air filter going into the Pro Charger is right above the driver's front upper A-arm. Mm-hmm. And the A-arm hit it and knocked the filter off.
Oh, nice.
And I'm running around like, where did this filter not? It's not on a return road, whatnot. So after the end of Noble, I walked the track end to end and found the air filter underneath the K-rail on the right side past the second turnoff.
Oh, geez.
So I stuck that thing back on there, ran to town, got food. I didn't bring any food with me. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Besides lack of sleep, bring food.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah. Bring food. That's probably the biggest thing. We stopped at Walmart on our way into town. We came a day early, and we went to Walmart that night. Spent like $80 on just sandwich stuff and snacks and things like that. We ate it all day one. We had like a loaf of bread left. We were like, wait, we got to slow down on this. So we just did gas station food after that.
Yeah. See, I was planning to support, the tracks, because the tracks aren't open if we're not there. So I'm not planning to support the track concession stands.
Yeah, the line's too long. You can't do it. Yeah,
exactly.
So I think it'll be different for all of us
food.
on Sick Week. Yeah, I think it'll be different for us on Sick Week because we're doing, we're racing in the morning and early afternoon. So I think that'll help a little bit with that. But my cousin lives down there, and then Justin lives in Bradenton, and so they've both said that it's been all over the news. So hopefully we'll have a ton of spectators, which would be cool. That's obviously always the goal. We want people to watch and get involved and come around asking questions about cars and stuff like that. So
see, that's my thing. I said the tracks aren't open if we're not there.
Yeah.
Everybody can bash the track. How it's moving and everything. If we're not there, the track's not open. So we need to be there. We need competitors to be there.
Yep. And
we need spectators to be there.
And we need, I'm a huge social media guy. Like I feel like if you're gonna do it, you're gonna you might as well go crazy like us. We have if there's a new social media app that's come out that is getting some traction, I'm on it. Like the Throttle app, we're on that, post on it every day, along with all the videos that we do everywhere else. So it's I don't know. I feel like to your point, it's going to help the tracks get more people in. If 2 or 3 more people see those posts, it's going to help that much around there. And then Stan Nelson asked, are there any Mopars to root for? Yeah, there's a ton of Mopars coming.
So my friend Chad Spicer, he's got another Dakota. It's a back half truck.
Yeah,
the blue as far as I know, it's all still factory body steel.
Oh, wow.
I think he's still, because he ran drag week in 19 or 20. I think 19 he ran drag week. I think he's got full, somewhat front interior. I'm not sure about, I think might be an extended cab. I can't remember. But to my knowledge, I know it's a back half chassis, but I think it's a stock factory steel body. And he runs somewhere in the 7s on the bottle.
That's crazy. Hang on, I'm pulling up the pictures of the helmets right now if I can find them.
Oh yeah, the Sick Week trophies.
Yeah, they look awesome. They're orange. They've got all these cool. They got the Sick Week logo on them and things like that.
Step up like that.
Yeah, it's really neat. And then to take the time and be able to. Come on. Yep, you can't type in trophy. That brings up too much stuff. Race quip. Again, guys, ask your questions. We're capping this at an hour, so I can spend a little bit of time with my family. Zach Blum said he's about 10 minutes out. Let's see. I've got the picture pulled up here.
There it is.
How cool is that? Did they show an after?
Right here.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Do that one more time. Yeah. Pretty
that's
freaking
cool. You cannot beat that at the sponsor promotion level.
Yeah.
You can't beat doing that.
Let's see if they're in the comments here.
I just went to the Sick the Mag page. It's in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm in. Huh. Oh, well. We can figure it out later. No big deal.
But still, that's a neat thing for RaceQuip to do. Stuff like that. Like my sponsor here, Truck Accessory Outlet, is a friend of mine here in DFW. He supports us a lot with both racing programs, and sponsors are what make a lot of this work. Yeah, well, I mean,
at the end of the day, one thing we found, like Destroyer1320.com sponsoring the live streams for the week. Like, I really should have canceled this tonight, to be 100% honest with everybody. I really should have canceled and just drove out to my brother's house. Then ate dinner with my family and drove out there. Instead, we're here just because he's a sponsor. I didn't want to miss out on an opportunity to be able to thank him and give his stuff, show his stuff to everybody else. as much as I can. Speaking of that, listen, I told you I'm all over the place, guys. Hang with me. Destroy1320.com makes the neutral safety strap cover for Mopar's 2015 to 2021 Challengers, Chargers, and 300s. Apparently, like if the window's down, you can pop this little cover out and do the strap and roll that baby away. And so there's a lot of them that get stolen that way in the automatic transmissions. And that's why he developed it. One of his friends, I think it was a Wide Body Hellcat. Wide Body Nation is the guy's channel. And dude got his car stolen at an event. And, of course, was super sad and pissed. And Eric came back home and figured this out and made this product. And, of course, has taken it to the next level now and is offering it to everybody and said it just, friends and family type stuff. Hey, try this. It's now open to everybody. And that's super cool. He's got a bunch made and ready to send. So, listen, if you own a Mopar, hit him up.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's definitely something the LX cars need.
Yeah, it's that's crazy to me that somebody wouldn't have thought of that. But you think about at the same time, if you lock your car, typically people aren't going to bust the window to get it. They're not going to break the window, set the alarm off, and then do all that stuff. But can you imagine being the thief that you bust the window, you jump in there, you open the thing, and there's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Not today. All right, let's see. What on your road trip? What was your what is your choice of snack? What's your road snack?
My big thing is Chex Mix.
Oh yeah.
So Chex Mix, trail mix, something like that. Something that I can grab. That's not like I don't like Cheetos because the powdery.
Yeah.
It's something that I can grab in a bag, grab a handful of, and eat.
Yep.
Well, still doing this.
Yeah, doing that while you're driving. Yeah.
I ran solo. I ran solo. So
you're
I didn't
crazy,
know how to
man.
driver. I am literally driving saying, where the hell is this turn at?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're solo, that's probably the biggest tip coming up for Sick Week 2. If you are solo, that's fine. You know what I mean? I prefer to have people around. I like to talk. I like to tell stories. I like to hear stories. More like to hear stories more than I like to tell stories. Find you a group of people. Talk to other people that are by you in the pits and see if you can fall in behind them. If you see cool cars at the gas station, pull in, top your tank off, leave with them, and hope to sweet baby Jesus that the person in the front knows what is going on and how to read a paper map.
Absolutely. Like there was one when we went to the bottle cap stop.
Mm-hmm.
I had nobody in front of me. I'm having the one read the instructions. I get to the checkpoint. I realize I got Alex Taylor and like 6 other cars behind me. I'm like, man, y'all are so lucky that I knew where I was going.
Yeah, right.
All these people, co-drivers behind me, and you got a solo leading you.
Yeah. So Nick Lusk asked, who more easily influences you guys to do burnouts? Any child that is under the age of 15.
Or anybody that takes a water hose and just happens to flood a street in downtown, whatever city that was.
Yeah. So I'll tell this story. If for everybody that's new that hasn't seen the old stuff, in the video where I break Stanley, my Turbo LSC10, there's also a video of me just killing tires on the cart, right? Getting pulled over. I literally 4 officers talked to me that night. They literally, the chief was like, we're going to arrest you if you don't quit doing them like you're doing. You can do a burnout, just don't be on the limiter in second gear is what he was basically saying. So I only did that once or twice more, and then I left. They watched me all night. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, definitely kids. We pulled up one time, and literally in the video you'll see it. There's a whole bunch of kids lined up on the side of the street, and they had, as I'm coming down, you can see people, and there's like all these cars that are just kind of cleaning their tires off, kind of burnouts. But these kids dump the cooler right out in front of me. I'm like, nah, it's on, bud. So I killed them right there. So that's what the cart's built for, and that's why we probably will put an LS in it, just because it's a little bigger.
On that same topic, of course, like I told you, my favorite photo is the one that Charles Judd, I think it was Judd, pretty sure it is, that he got of me doing a burnout past the tree in Tulsa. And for people that don't know the backstory on that, because I know Adam gave me trash about it last night. Thank you, Adam. I'm sure you're listening. He also gave me trash for it on the PA at Mid-America.
Nice.
A 13-second truck doing 300-foot burnouts.
Yeah.
The backstory on that is the DOT slicks I had, or not even slicks, DOT radials are not even Nittos. They're M&H. Yeah, I think they're M&H Roadmasters. They're probably a decade old and hard.
Oh, yeah. You got to get them hot.
Well, there's that, and I'm in a truck with a whole lot of power and a ton of gear, because I said I got 410s in it.
Yep.
Got a ton of gear, and hard tire, and the truck's got a line lock, but again, I had never taken it down the track.
Yeah.
So for the first 3 days, it was like learning how to do a burnout and not do a 300-foot burnout.
Yeah. So, hang on. You drove it with a Glide and 410s?
Uh-huh.
I guess I completely missed that. I was thinking, no, it was Rob that said they did 331s, wasn't it? Yeah.
I would kill to have a set of 331s, but I've got plans for that later down the line at some point.
I mean, dude, what were you, like, how tall of a tire do you drive on?
29.5.
Oh, my God. What's wrong with you, man? What kind of RPM were you turning at 60?
Well, I wasn't going 60 first. Second, somewhere around 3,500 at the speed I was going.
Oof. That's not too bad. 3,500 is probably good on that motor. You know what I mean? Like, I would think you've probably got, a little bit of cam and, the valve train, stuff like that lives a little better at that level.
So here's how we built the engine. Again, we built everything in-house. But in this one, since I had done the Mopar before, I had somebody else kind of spec some stuff out. The engine is basically built like something you'd find in a super stocker.
Nice.
Hey,
what's up, dude?
Zach.
What's up, guys? Super sorry for the delay. I was rushing home, but I'm here now.
Cooler.
I do. Yeah, Steve gave me. Steve and I were up chatting till 1:30 last night. He gave me tons of help. So I'm
awesome.
Super honored to be on. By the way, so thank you. I really appreciate it, Michael.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I will tell you, we've got like 18 minutes, and I got to skedaddle. So,
no worries. I understand.
We're going to jump into your stuff real quick. If you want to tell folks what you're bringing on Sick Week, and then kind of what class you're in, and power plant, where to find you on social media, all that kind of stuff.
Of course, yeah. So I'm not an influencer, so I'll touch on my social medias briefly. I've seen tons of memes about that on this group. But I'm bringing a Fox body. I've actually got it right here behind me.
Nice. Oh,
so
cool.
I was actually just got back with it. It's got a Pro Charge 302, stock block, stock crank, stock pistons, everything stock except for I've got DOOE heads with some oversized valves in it, ported, polished, with some actually old school Crane 1.6 rockers. Funny.
Oh, cool.
My girlfriend's mom actually used to work for Crane back in the day, so they have a plethora of some old Crane stuff because I'm from Daytona Beach and the headquarters was like 1 mile from where I live. So they've just got old stuff stashed away that they purchased, and it's so NOS Crane stuff. If anybody's looking, I got some.
That's
now,
cool,
man. What size baby blower do you have? I saw the picture. It looks like a D series or.
Oh, it's definitely a baby blower. It's a P600B. That's what the B stands for.
So stick or automatic car?
It's got a built C4 in it with a transfer that just finished up wiring last night thanks to Steve.
That's awesome.
I'd run into some crazy weird grounding issue and eventually figured it out. So that's what it was, Steve. Just I had 3 grounding issues from that to the fuse panel, relay panel I made. It was because I guess there was too much paint there, so I scraped paint off and then put one of those grounding washers and it worked. So.
Yeah. Dude, I try and tell people all the time, we do a lot of LS stuff, and they'll call me, they'll be like, it's doing this. I'm like, listen, it's ground. It's a ground wire somewhere. You have to have better grounds. Clean all the grounds and you'll be fine. And then it happens and it works.
So, funny story on that topic. I'll hop in for a second. When I first put a Lincoln Mark 8 fan on the Dakota, it was still a V6 at the time. It was poorly grounded. When the fan kicked on, it would turn on the windshield wipers.
Yes. That's awesome. That is awesome.
I hear weird stories like that all the time. My buddies actually, I'm young. I'm very young. I'm 21. So in high school, which wasn't that long ago, we wanted to prank one of our friends and wire the horn to the brakes.
Yeah.
That was something we always dreamed of doing. But then one friend took it too far, and then parents got involved. And at that age, parents have a lot of leeway, so we weren't able to screw with them too much.
Yeah, I will say this. We've ordered some prank stuff, so there's going to be stuff going on. If you see people on the side of the road, you need to make sure it's not just some prank. Thumbs up, thumbs down, but it may be a prank from me and Justin.
You're not harmonicating somebody's core support, are you?
What? No, what are you talking about? We wouldn't do that.
And definitely not going to do a zip tie on a drive shaft or anything. That would be just...
No, what are you talking about? Kazoos in the wheel well, all that kind of
They stopped doing that a long time ago. That stuff, they don't do that. There's better ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess where you could find me is on Facebook, Zachary Blum. And then I have a small, I think I have 30 subscribers, Zachary 3V Bloom. It's just something where I upload just normal content because, honestly, I want to look at it in 10, 20 years. Yep. I'm not trying to get big, but I upload it, and then one day I'll look at it in the future and show it to my kids. So that's kind of what I'm about.
I will turn 41 in March. Okay. I've got 2 daughters, and I told them, I'm like, listen, the reason I record so much stuff is documentation. I want to document it. Whether we never do anything, we're going pretty ham on Sick Week, but I'll tell you, to be able to look back, well, I'll just get sappy for a minute. If we had not been recording, I wouldn't have videos of my dad that I can watch forever. Okay, so that's a big deal for us, as you begin to miss him or whatever. You can pop in, you can watch the video on YouTube, and that helps a little bit. So,
no, I agree definitely. I mean, that's document. I was going over to grab a chair, but documentation and just being able to share memories, lighthearted or not, but.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. So this is your first drag and drive event. Have you spent much time on the drag strip, anything like that?
Yeah, so I actually also have a 3-valve Mustang. So I worked my butt off, bought that, and then started a business that resold parts and from the junkyard to buy the Fox body. So I did those two things, buy the cars, and then I raced the 3-valve. That car probably had 20 passes on it. It was slow, but it was my first Mustang, and it's so much fun. I mean, slow to today's standards because everything's wicked fast, but it's my first Mustang, got me into drag racing. So I've probably made 20, 30 hits on that car, and then realized, I got to drive to school, to work, stop doing that.
Yeah, wait till you're about 300 miles into this trip, and you're like, I better slow down a little bit here on this. These burnouts sure are fun, but man, I'm going to tear something up.
Something I really want to do for I want to do a trailer burnout so bad. I cannot wait to be able to do one in Mexico, of course.
Do the C4s have the same problem that a 400 and 727 has of the drum spins 3 times crankshaft speed in the low gear?
I'm not super knowledgeable on that side of things.
Look, to be dead
inside of automatic transmissions is wizardry. Nobody knows what goes on in there.
The meme with ET and he's holding all the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just advice, I would, unless somebody says it right, I probably wouldn't do a low gear burnout in one of those. Stick to second gear.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how you get wheel speed anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's awesome. Lower. You can be like me, just leave it in high gear and deck it.
Yeah.
It's actually, the car probably makes, I don't know, maybe 390, 400-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun for what it is, weighs nothing. I have very little into it. And it's a Ford in a Ford, which is actually, that's the thing to do as opposed to LS swaps now. You're different if you leave a Ford in a Ford.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, because what's crazy is, like that car probably weighs low 3,000 pounds, right? Let's say that. And
yeah.
If you had, I'll tell you this, if you had that car with that power plant in high school, you'd have ran the town. You know what I mean? Like not
really?
In high school, but in my high school, I don't know how old Steve is, but like Fox bodies were quick then, but like everybody had a letter cam, Flowmaster, catback, and some gears, and that was it. And like they ran 13.0s, and that car probably runs what, low 11s?
Here's the thing, man. First drag and drive. This is going to be my first hit on the car.
Oh, yes. That's even better.
You should have been here earlier for when I talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Justin's never been down the track either, and so this will be his first time too. So it's exciting. And he built a blown big block Pro Street C10 truck. I mean, like it looks drag ready, cage and everything. He just never had the time.
That's pretty sick. Is my C4 a green dot? It's out of a 70 Mustang, if that gives you any idea. I'm not showing the green dot, but it's a 1970 casting. So
what do you have for a trailer?
I bought I home built a Harbor Freight trailer.
Yes.
I'll say that for legal reasons in the state of Florida. So I home built this trailer, added some stuff to it, and I started out with a 4x4, bought it for $50.
Yes.
And then found out that they don't make them anymore. And so I was like, I got a little gold mine. So welded it in, reinforced it, some spots, and it's open. I have a box on the front, but it weighs 180 pounds, and I don't think it's going to – I hope it doesn't tax the trans and stuff. And
yeah. No, dude, you'll be fine with that thing. I don't know what all your plan. Are you going to swap tires? Are you driving on some radials, or what's your tire plan?
So I'm swapping I've got street tires on pony rims. So the car actually looks completely dead stock because it only has 62,000 miles on it, and I kind of have I've kind of done some bad things as a Fox Body purist would think, but so it looks dead stock, sleeper. It's actually fun. Like some guy in a built Subaru STI pulls up next to me. He's like, "You want to race it?" I was like, "Are you sure you want to?" And gave him the gap in second spinning, and he just looked over all confused. Because it looks like grandma's Fox Body.
Yeah. Yeah, and it probably sounds good. I would think it's probably a Flowmaster H-pipe setup. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like a Fox Body Mustang should.
Exactly. So everything on the car actually is period correct. So it has the old Flowmasters. It has motorsport headers out of the catalog, motorsport wires out of the catalog from the 90s. I mean, it's almost like somebody built the car in like 1992 to 95, and then just left it sit. I mean, everything is period correct, which is kind of cool,
man. Yeah.
I've refreshed the stuff that I know is going to break because there is some brittle pieces, but and the car's undercoated, so there's no rust on it.
That's awesome.
I always
that'll be really neat. What's going to be cool? What's going to be cool is to see like the guys like my age that are going to lose their shit over that car. When they get down there and you pop the hood and there's not like some ratty turbo LS in it, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" So that ought to be fun. You'll have a good time talking to all of us old dudes.
So how loud is it?
How loud?
Yeah, how loud is it?
It's not that loud. It's not like an S550 with no mufflers.
That's good.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, Jaws was saying put a fan on the trans. He was basically walking you through, like he said, you can do a burnout in first, shift to second right after it gets loose. That'll keep the converter from heating up, and then put a fan on the transcooler, which I think is what you guys were talking about. You did last night, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got the Dorey electrical. I forget the part number, but it's actually hard. So most of the guys that do the fans on the Foxes watch videos. I mean, I watched Doug over at Motion and kind of where they did their stuff. Everybody's got a fuel cell, so they just shove it where the old tank was. I actually had to cut out one of the Flowmaster mufflers and move it up closer, so it's almost like under my feet in the floorboard, and put it where the old muffler was.
That's awesome. Yeah, we tried to run a fan setup on the old truck before, and I never could get it to come on right and do all the time, so we just stuck it up front. It's been fine ever since. It's a huge ass cooler, which helps. Big coolers and tube and fin help, which is what the Doral setup is. Doral or whatever.
It's like I told Zach last night. In this day and age, especially when you're trying to use a 1970s, 1980s trans and what we're in a drag and drive period, you cannot have too much transmission cooler.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yours is a little different. I mean, dude, you're on the Glide Glide 410.
You're an animal for that.
Yeah. Crazy.
So as a rookie, I've just got a good question for you, Michael. One of the things I'm looking forward to the most with this event is just being able to, I'm not going to be the fastest, nowhere even close, but I'm just really looking forward to being able to hang out with a bunch of people, like-minded individuals. And somebody wrote that, when you pull up to a hotel, the freaking parking lot's like 1980s, 70s, everybody's just hanging out.
Yep.
And is that what it's really like?
Oh, dude, listen, yes. I'll just tell you right now, there's going to be towns that we're going to go through, and you'll end up in a pack of people. It's what we were talking about earlier. Like if are you solo or you got a co-pilot?
I've got a co-pilot.
Okay, good, because you need it for the directions is all I'm saying. But as you're moving through and you have all this group of 8 cars that you're cruising with, you'll pull into a gas station and there'll be 6 other cars pull in, and now there's 15 cars, and you spend an hour in the parking lot at the gas station because you pulled in to get a snack or go to the bathroom or put 10 gallons worth of gas in the car. It's amazing what happens. Destroyer knows we were on 2.0 in 2020 together. I mean, you literally just, it's, for old guys like me, it's like riding along in high school again, like all the kids cruising and all that kind of stuff. But it's not just cars that are 13-second cars. I mean, you're parking next to 8-second cars, 10-second cars. We're going to be close to a couple 5-second cars,
You know what I wish I would have done on our 2.0? They should have done a drone picture when we were all at Buc-ee's.
Oh, yeah, that'd have been cool. Like just a panning shot of everybody there's like 70 people at the gas station. Because that's the other thing, too. So you have 350 cars. You're going to lose probably 8 or 10% every day. That's normal, right?
Really?
So,
okay.
By about day 3 or 4, you're 250 cars plus another 100 sick ward cars that are probably going to be cool cars. There's not going to be just people driving their Altima to be on the trip. There'll be some neat cars like Hot Rod Dave, who was in earlier. He's bringing a 65 El Camino, and he's doing sick ward. I mean, like, there's going to be a lot of that really cool stuff like that. Here's the best part of Drag and Drive. We're all going to push you to do burnouts. We're all going to push you to do dumb stuff. And then if you break, we're going to help you fix it to get back on the road so you get back to the track. That's probably the coolest part. It's not like, oh, shit, he broke. Let's leave him, so.
Yep. Yeah, that's what gives me honestly kind of faith, and because I mean the world and just it can be a little crazy, but this community, I mean Steve when I were messaging last night at 1:20, I just posted like a general help, and Steve stayed up, helped me figure it out over text, and so again thank you. And then Steve, you mentioned Buc-ee's, so I live quarter mile from Buc-ee's, so if you're coming up US 1 and you jet over down LPGA, you guys, if you don't know what Buc-ee's is, anybody on the podcast, it is the Walmart size of gas station. I mean, you got to go. It's
there's 100 pumps, I think, at big ones, and there's like 60 pumps at small ones. I mean, it's and inside is like it's a Walmart store inside, basically. I mean, except for it's got really cool stuff, not just stuff. It's like tons of like souvenir type stuff, tons of I think there's 40 or 50 different flavors of beef jerky, which is like the typical road snack, because you throw it in a bag and just
they've
eat
got
out
a
of it
20-foot. Yeah, that's what they market actually. All the billboards around here, 20-foot long wall of beef jerky options.
Yeah,
they're not lying.
And then I'll tell people, I just thought of this too. It's probably going to be too hot for it, but the yogurt covered pretzels, man, that's the shit right there. It's real good stuff. I eat those strawberry or vanilla. Man, that's good stuff. And then John's here saying he would roll with this if he could make the trip. But listen, he lives in Hawaii, so that's not quite going to happen. Yeah. But he's got a super cool blown 57 stick car. Really, really a neat, daily drives it every day because, the weather's good there, kind of like what you have in Florida. All right, we got like a minute and a half. What else you got, dude?
Oh, man. I'm probably just looking for advice at this point. We've got I'm leaving Saturday morning. Looking for advice on maybe last minute things like what could I bring? Well, what is that thing that you left in the toolbox and you're like, man, if I would have had that, this would have been a different game.
Well, anything that is specific to that car, like the with the blower, is there something that's weird to get to? Like, is the alternator hard to get to, and you've bent a wrench that makes it easier? You know what I mean? Things like that.
Yep.
Typically with that car, you should be able to get parts anywhere. So that's kind of you don't necessarily need to bring like a whole new set of wires. You don't need to bring a whole new set of plugs. You don't need to, all the weird one-off stuff I would definitely bring. But the rest of that car, C4 trans stuff, the gear, the trailing arms, all that kind of stuff, or not trailing arms, link arms are all going to be easy to get. So lug nuts, I will tell you, we had an issue with, we had to use a shank style lug nut on the rims we use for the radials on the cart, and I didn't have them. And speaking of that, I've got to get those tonight. I did not. That would have sucked. So got to throw those in the bag. But
I
things
switched
like
out a
that.
lug nut.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to do that too. That's going to happen. I don't know what your plan is for putting all the stuff on. If you're going to do impacts and battery chargers, but definitely if you bring a wireless impact, bring you a couple different batteries and make sure the charger's in there. We've done that
bring the
before
charger.
too.
Like when you're getting
man.
gas, or if you're at a hotel, plug that charger in.
Yeah.
Smart.
And then, the little blocks that I'm sure you're young, you probably have this already, but the block that is the recharger for your phone, that's always a big plus.
Yep.
Oh, smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
'cause it's
or
not-
I just used the cigarette lighter USB charger and just had it plugged in all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
If you've
not
got
a
one
bad
of those that
idea
work, the hard part is, the morning racing, we'll get to the hotel the night before, you'll get up, you'll go to the track, say you charge your phone, that'll be a plus that you'll be there with it. But, you got 4 or 5 hours worth of time that you're probably going to be on your phone or taking pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've cleaned, I think, 1,500 pictures and videos out of my phone trying to make space for
I did the same thing. I cleared out like 3 gigs and I filled 3
to
gigs.
clear
up in a week.
storage.
Yeah, all that
All
kind
right,
of fun
well.
stuff. Dude, we'll see you in a couple days. I was telling them before you jumped on, my flight was canceled. So we were adding to the adventure. I'm riding. There's 4 inches of snow, 4 to 6 inches of snow coming tonight. And so
Boy.
I'm riding with Tyler Basham and Aaron Sladen in the Taco Time Fairmont. They're trailering it. So I'm meeting them in a town here just 30 miles from me, and then riding down with them. So what was going to be a 3-hour trip now is probably going to be a 30. And then Dirty Panda says
boy.
SD cards. That's probably the
Smart.
if you're going to take footage like with a GoPro or something like that, an extra SD card. We had one time reformat and lost all the footage, had no extra SD card, so we were just out. So until we could get to the store and buy one, but that doesn't happen when you're at the you're at the track. So anyways, y'all, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Zach, we'll catch up once I get down there for sure. And we'll reconvene on this because we've only had about 20 minutes. So, but right now, I got to run and spend time with my family. Yeah. And that's, dude, hey, you're not hurting my feelings. I'm just sad we didn't get you on earlier, or that I could go later. This all kind of just happened.
Hey, if you've got another one and you need somebody to hop in for 15 minutes, I'd be honored. So.
Ditto.
Yeah, heck yeah. So the plan was to go live tomorrow night at 7 from Justin's house. Obviously, if I'm not flying, it's literally an 18 or 19 hour drive with regular roads. So I would think
luck.
We'll probably be on the road, kind of like Rob and Christy and their family were earlier, and just be live from the road. So we don't know if we do that. I'll have them, but we'll definitely be down there at some point. And then when I get back, we're going to do all kinds of Sick Week content, all kinds of interviews with people from the week that that happened, like stories, fun stuff. And I'll tell you this before we leave: it's okay to work on your car. Be ready. It's just pop the hood and listen when people drive by. If you need help, thumbs down. Okay, thumbs down if you need help. We did that.
And for guys like me that were solo, I hope they go to the green card, red card system. Because there's some people that solo like me. I know what's wrong. I don't need help, but there's no way to tell people that.
Well, yeah, because every time, as people slow down, and then we've thought about that. I need to develop some kind of magnet thing that you could stick on top of your car that's thumbs up or thumbs down, so people can keep their speed. Because you'll have that. A lot of folks will slow down and take, are you all right? Yep, good, go, whatever. We made the mistake with Stone Cipher and his Nova. He had a wheel bearing go bad, and I thought he had one, misunderstood what he was saying. He pulls it all apart. People are driving by for 2 hours. I'm giving them thumbs up. And then he's like, man, I need a wheel bearing. I'm like, oh shit. And it's like one of the specialty pieces, it's like a $30 wheel bearing, but that's the way it works out. Classic car.
Well, you better get out of here.
Yeah. I gotta go. Thank y'all very much. I'm gonna put you guys in the backstage. Y'all can bounce out if you want to. Zach, we'll see you in a couple days. Steve, we'll see you. Are you doing 2.0 this year? Again?
That's the plan.
Perfect. Okay, we'll see you then for sure. Unless you're on before then, Zach. I'm gonna catch up with you while we're down there. We'll do this all again for 10 or 15 minutes. So, all right. Thanks, y'all.
All right.
Sorry, gotta go. Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna play. What's his name's? Destroyer1320.com. Dude is sponsoring all of the live streams for all of Sick Week. I'm gonna play his commercial, and then we are getting out of here. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I'm so spastic tonight. This was not supposed to be going this way.
Are you tired of worrying about your car when it's parked in the parking lot? You're not around it. You're at dinner. You're at the mall. You're worried about it? Stop being worried about it, man. Go over to www.destroyer1320.com. Get yourself neutral release cover. If you pull this up and you don't see that, go over to destroyer1320.com. Get yourself one of them. Do yourself a favor. Get the latest TDS OBD2 cover. That will stop people from cloning your key. Head over to www.destroyer1320.com now.